Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I know, but the Chechen or Chimaev. Hey, we need to talk about this. One more thing before we get out of here. We need to talk about Mr. Chimaev. All right, let's talk about this fucking guy. I keep hearing Chimaev this, Chimaev this, Chimaev that, but what does the history and facts say about Chimaev? And you guys are media, you should know this. Chimaev fled Chechnya with his family because, an oppressive warlord dictator that killed people indiscriminately. No hate on him. It's your country. He goes back to Chechnya. He goes back to Chechnya because somebody wants to buy him a G-Wagon. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'll be that. I'll do it. I'll fucking bend the knee for you, man. I like G-Wagons. And then what happens? The leash gets way too tight. And you know what? I think the U.S. government kind of recommends, looks at him like a terrorist now. Why? Because people get murdered all the time in Chechnya and they completely violate human rights. So now Chimaev's scared of shit. Oh man, dude, I wanted to be I didn't want to go full tip. Now he fucking flees to somewhere in the sand pit. And now he's hiding out in the sand pit. And now what does he do? Chimaev, what does he do? He has a Bitcoin scam and he scams all his fans. And let me tell you guys something. I had the same Bitcoin scam offered to me. It was like 200,000. And I was like, fuck you, dude. I'm not going to scam my fans. I don't need money that bad. But that's what Chimaev did. So, yeah, Chimaev, you can fight. You can fight. You got a beard. But let history record it as you, sir, are a whore. You fled a country. You went back and you got buddy with a dictator and you fled again. Doesn't matter how good of a fighter you are and will always be a fucking whore.
I know we all saw this clip of Sean Strickland and thought he's crazy, he's clip farming, and there's little truth behind what he's saying. But to my surprise, I went down this entire rabbit hole. There is truth behind what he's saying, and I'm going to explain the dangerous relationship between UFC superstar Khamzat Chimaev and Chechen dictator Ramzan Kadyrov. But I can't do that without telling you the story of this man.
Meet Abdul Karim Edlov. The similarities between the relationship Abdul shares with Kadyrov is eerily similar to the one Khamzat currently has with Kadyrov. Abdul was a former MMA fighter who was a promising athlete. He had a professional MMA record of 17-4 with a submission win over former light heavyweight champion Yuri Prochazka. He made his UFC debut in 2015, achieving a knockout victory. However, despite the success, Abdul chose not to choose his UFC career, instead prioritizing his loyalty to the Kadyrov family. He became the coach and bodyguard to Kadyrov's young sons for years. His dedication and loyalty won Kadyrov's approval, leading to rewards like luxury cars and expensive watches. In November 2021, Abdul secured his first official role as Kadyrov's chief of staff, and 3 months later, he advanced to deputy prime minister, focusing on youth policy and sports. Abdul's rise was abruptly cut short, lasting only a few months before his downfall became apparent. So what happened? There are some reports he was convicted of drug use and that he had been tortured as a result. Other reports say it was partially due to a rivalry he had maintained with Kadyrov's nephew, Khamzat Kadyrov. The nephew called Abdul in for questioning at a police station, and he was never seen again. Abdul's rise and abrupt decline should serve as a warning to other fighters who choose to associate with Ramzan Kadyrov. But is UFC superstar Khamzat Chimaev ignoring this warning? It's very clear to me that Khamzat is now playing the role Abdul used to be in. Khamzat trains and corners Kadyrov's children on a regular basis, and he calls them their brother just like Abdul did. He accepts the cars and the jewelry just like Abdul. As a matter of fact, here's a picture of one of the 3 Mercedes-Benz Kadyrov gifted Khamzat, which has been deleted from his Instagram because he crashed this vehicle. But let's take a look and let's compare that car to the one Abdul is getting out of here in this video. It's practically the same car or maybe a new model. I can't help but to speculate the timing of the fallout between Abdul and Kadyrov is eerily close to when Khamzat and Kadyrov started getting close. As a matter of fact, look at this photo, which is still up on Khamzat's Instagram. Here they are together, They knew each other. They crossed paths. This was the last known pic of Abdul and Kadyrov. This picture was taken in October. His death was reported in December. Keep in mind, Kadyrov said nothing about Abdul's death. Neither did all the fighters that he trained with for years. I mean, this is a really dangerous person with some serious allegations of human rights abuse, and when asked about it, this is what he had to say.
To ask you about the alleged roundup, abduction, and torture of gay men in the Republic. What, Mr. President, do you want to say about that?
Вот сейчас, вот к чему он, вот, почему он приехал, вот пришел к тому, да, вопросу, да, это ерунда. У нас таких людей нету. Нету у нас геев. Если есть, заберите в Канаду, хвала Аллаху, подальше от нас, чтобы очистили кровь, там, если есть таких, пусть забирают там.
This is who Khamzat is surrounding himself with, and this man is dangerous, controlling, and extremely powerful. He does not value human life like normal people do. You cannot trust someone like this. He can make you disappear. No questions asked. I want to read you this tweet I found while researching Kadyrov. Real piece of work, this Kadyrov. People who associate with guys like this delude themselves into thinking this couldn't happen to them. But the age-old law applies. You can't roll in the mud without eventually getting dirty.
I have to agree with this tweet. I believe this is a very dangerous situation for Khamzat, but I think he's enjoying the luxuries that Kadyrov is providing for him. Only time will tell how this relationship will go. Until next time.